Tonight's the night, folks. It's game one. Canadians versus the Jets. Who'd have thunk the Canadians were going to make it down 3-1? Well, we made it. Now we're taking on the Winnipeg Jets. They had their own upset in the first round of the NHL playoffs. They defeated Connor McDavid. That's the superstar. And the Edmonton Oilers. Tough battle coming up. But there's also a battle on the streets of Winnipeg and Montreal over bagels. The bagel shop in Winnipeg has set a wager with our very own St. Viateur Bagel. And joining us now, all the way from Winnipeg, is Phil Klein. He is the owner of Bagelsmith, Montreal-style bagels in Winnipeg. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Elias. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, are you on Portage or are you on Main? Because I believe there are only two streets in Winnipeg. Is that?
We're not too far from both, but no, we're not on either street. Believe it or not, there's more streets in Winnipeg for sure.
Phil, first give me the story here. How does a guy like you end up owning and running a Montreal-style bagel shop? Where'd that come out of?
In all honesty, I just saw a demand in our marketplace. I've been to Montreal a few times, and I was always smitten by the bagels and the smoked meat. And, I have family from there. My Bob and Zeta are from there. And it just was something that has never been in Winnipeg, and I thought it deserved to be here.
How long have you guys been open?
Not very long, actually. We kind of had some unfortunate timing with this. We signed our lease and finalized it a week before COVID became a thing. So we've only been open for, a little less than a year. But we've been lucky. We've had a ton of support from the community. We've been quite busy, and it's been an encouraging and exciting experience for us.
What did you know about making bagels before you began to make bagels?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of learning. I'd worked in the restaurant industry a fair bit, specifically in the pizza industry, so I had a lot of experience with dough. But it was a lot of learning and research and trial and error, and it took me a good 2+ years to get this concept off the ground where I was comfortable and ready and had a product that I was thrilled with.
And tell me about your Twitter challenge, your throwdown with the folks at St. Viateur. How'd that come about? What made you say, hey, let's do this?
Well, I guess first and foremost, I want to make it clear, this isn't a bagel war. I don't hold a candle to St. Viateur. They're my motivation, if anything. But I just figured it'd be a fun little thing to kind of try and get going. The Jets and the Habs have never met in the playoffs, and likely never will after this year unless they meet in Cup finals. So kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And, Canada is all about Montreal bagels and hockey, so I figured it was a fun thing to try, and lo and behold, it took off, and here we are.
We're with Phil Klein, owner of Bagelsmith in Winnipeg. As the Bagelsmith website tells us, these are Winnipeg's first and only Montreal-style bagels. Phil, you know what? You may have a leg up on many Montreal bagels. And a texter writes in, Chris in Lachine writes the show, and wants to know if you use a wood-fired oven, because there are a lot of shops in Montreal that have been forced to stop using a wood-fired oven due to municipal rules. So tell me about your process, how authentic, how true you are to the Montreal style.
So we're authentic in every fashion except for those same reasons, the wood smoke. That's something as well locally that the municipality has some issues with, as well as our location. There was some infrastructure issues with being able to actually facilitate that. But everything else is authentic. We hand roll all the bagels. It's the honey boil. The oven and the kettle is all at the front, so all the action is there for customers to see. You can smell it down the block. Same kind of experience, but unfortunately, the restrictions in terms of the wood-burning stove are no different here than they are in Montreal right now, too.
Phil, you have any conversations with the people at St. Viateur, the people maybe at Fairmount? You ever talk to them you ever talk bagels with them?
I haven't yet. In all honesty, this is my first interaction with them other than being a customer years ago, last time I was in Montreal. So haven't had an opportunity yet to speak with the good people at St. Viateur or anything yet, but they gladly obliged with the wager on the hockey game. So got to hash out the details with that, but it looks like the idea will be just, some form of a donation of bagels to a food bank or a charity in our respective cities. And so just wanted to have fun with this and, do bagels, hockey, and charity. What's wrong with that, right?
Oh, okay, that's great. So I wanted to bring up what the stakes were, right? So we've got the and I'm looking at your Twitter right now with your game day post of the stacks and stacks of bagels. So with the stakes in your bet with St. Viateur, it's a donation to charity. That's the stakes?
Yeah, that's what I intended. Haven't heard back from them yet, but I'm confident they would, accept a wager like that. It's all in good fun. It's for a good thing. And again, bagels, hockey, charity, it's all in good fun.
Let me ask you about the types of bagels you make. I'm looking at a photo. I see the sesame. I see the poppy seed. I think I see an all dressed. What kind of bagels are you making?
Yeah, so those are our 4 core flavors. We just do primarily those all day, every day. We do have a couple of feature flavors we do. We actually have a spicy all-dressed type bagel that we do. We do an onion poppy as well. But we also do a fair bit of sandwiches, and we have a bunch of different schmears, which are flavored cream cheeses. So, we're kind of an authentic, classic bagel, but we tend to have a lot of fun and unique ideas with a lot of our sandwiches and a lot of our toppings and schmears and whatnot. So, it's been a nice blend of, the authentic classic bagel, good just on its own, but then we tend to have some fun with, the ingredients and whatnot. I should mention, too, we're also importing authentic Montreal smoked meat from Montreal. So we're piling that stuff high on the bagels. We're steaming it, slicing it thin. So it's an authentic Montreal-style bagel shop experience. So it's been received very well here. The feedback's been great. The community has come out and supported us a ton. So, no, it's been a crazy whirlwind of a year for my family and I.
St. Viateur has created a Stanley Cup out of bagels. Will you be doing anything in that vein to prove how worthy you are of a Stanley Cup?
I'm toying with some ideas in terms of what we can do creatively that way. So, I'm not going to do a Stanley Cup because I don't want to rip on St. Viateur. That's their thing. But I got some ideas in mind for things that we can do that could be fun.
Phil, can you end off and tell our listeners about the Winnipeg Jets? What should we be... Tell us why we should be concerned about the Winnipeg Jets hockey team. Who should we be watching, and why you think the Jets are going to take it?
It's interesting. Like, I think both teams are similar in terms of their defensive depth. I think that they both have elite goaltending naturally. I think the leg up for the Jets, though, is their top 6. They're, arguably second to none. They got a lot of star power, a lot of high-flying players that I'm not sure that the Habs will be able to match. I think it's going to be an interesting and a fun matchup. But yeah, I'm going with my Jets. Obviously, have to pick them as the local fave. Hey, you know what? Let's be real though. At least it's not the Leafs, right? We can agree upon that, right?
Absolutely. Phil, I have it on good authority. You once worked for the government, and now you are making bagels. That is quite the career change.
Yeah, no, it's been definitely like a different career path, but one that I've enjoyed a ton thus far, and something I kind of always had in mind. I wanted to shift in career path and doing something different. And like I said, I've been fortunate for it to work out and to be working out during a pandemic, no less. Just very appreciative of all the support the city's shown me, and I'm being able to follow the dream. What's better than that?
Phil, it's great to talk to you. I wish your business a success. I wish your hockey team a loss in the second round. But it's great to talk to you, and I encourage everyone, because we've got listeners across the country, very close to the corner of Portage and Main. You got to go to 185 Carleton in Winnipeg to taste Bagelsmith bagels. Thanks so much, Phil.
Thanks so much. I very much appreciate it.